Hey everyone. This is kind of like I don't know, from the cut video, I guess you could say. Something I've been thinking about for quite some time. Um, I guess the seeds were planted earlier this year with just some thoughts and everything. Um, and I've kind of come to the decision and feel better about it. And I feel like those seeds have kind of, you know, grew into something. In a nutshell, I'm retiring from toy collecting. That doesn't necessarily mean like I'm gonna stop making toy videos or anything like that, but I've just I've been feeling like this for over a time where I just feel like it's just kind of a hassle. Um, and I'm getting tired of some things. Like I'm getting tired of you know, just the struggles with it. I don't know, going in the stores trying to hunt stuff down. Like one thing that just kind of gets me is like I was in Target earlier today, and you know, here's this controller build a figure wave, and instead of getting a whole case of them, you get a whole case of like the Thor or the Speedball or whatever it is. Um, and I don't know, like I just would go toy hunt and I look at stuff and I don't know, just a lot of thoughts have kind of came to me. Like I've just I felt like I've seen and did everything. Like I started probably about 5 or 6 years ago, kind of get back into it. Because I did it before. Like I did it 20 years ago whenever like the Toy Biz Marvel Legends were out. And that's bring into like some of the old Playmates, Turtles and stuff like that. And I kind of got out of it. And, I've been thinking about it for a while and just, I don't know, the passion's not there like it used to be. Like I feel like it's just more work than it used to be, not as fun. Prices have went up. That's another thing too. Like, oh my god, like prices have went up. It's just when I started back, like Marvel Legends were like 20, usually maybe like 17 at Walmart or something, and you could find stuff. Like it felt like you were like finding pieces here and there, and then like now it's just there's never like a set due date. There's never like who's getting what, and trying to order stuff online is just hard. Like it's just getting ridiculous. Like some places are getting stuff like the Affinity Ultron Wave. I found I did one review on the Miss Marvel one, which I got the torso of Ultron there. But I found two other ones, like Hawkeye and Major Carter. And I was like, I really want to build a figure. Some of the figures in the wave are okay, like She-Hulk and Marvel. But I don't know, like these places were getting them and then they were selling out. And like, retailing this stuff's like 23, 25 a figure. And then all these places are selling for like 30. Like I seen some places were selling like the Moon Knight, the suit Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, or whatever it is, for like 40. I mean, I was just like, that's just ridiculous. And I get it with some places, like that's kind of like their profit margin. That's how they pay the bills, But it doesn't feel good anymore. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I mean, there's stuff here, like I don't see myself getting rid of everything, Like there's still figures that I'm like, oh yeah, like I like to keep that. I like to put that on display somewhere. Obviously Galactus here and then Sentinel here that are kind of like my two pieces I'm like all about. But I mean, and it's getting weird too. Like for example, I had Blob, like the Toy Biz Blob, and it's a $200 figure. I didn't pay that much, but not too far from it. And Hasbro made this thing where they're releasing Dark Phoenix, releasing Blob. Well, they haven't officially released Blob yet, but like there's product shots and all this stuff. I mean, it's pretty much just unannounced yet. It's just they've leaked all that stuff. Spiral, and they keep just kind of re-releasing the stuff. About the same old. Some updates here and there, but it's like now that like supposedly that Blob's coming out, the Toy Biz Blob has dropped like to like $100, And I never got into this to being invested in it, But I remember just kind of like looking for it, like, because I had it before and I was wanting it again, and like just talking to people about it. I was like, well, you got this for sale for, this. Well, it goes for that, and I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, like trying to find like a deal on something. I don't know like how to really put it, but like it's just become like I don't know, just kind of awful situation. Um, so I mean that's just kind of it in a nutshell. And I know like we've toy collectors have been talking about this for a long time. How we're just kind of just tired of it. Just it's fun. But like to me the fun's kind of it's kind of been draining. For a while, and like I got some really good stuff. Like I mean, like this figure right here, like the Ronin. I don't have the figure myself, but like this is the box for it. He's somewhere behind me somewhere. I mean, it was a spectacular figure that I was really looking forward to. That I got a good price on, and I just felt kind of, like I mean, I do the reviews kind of live. Like I just, I'll start the video with like the package, go over that, and then like I'll cut away, and then I'll actually open it, and I kind of just take everything out and just lay it on the table and like, try to get my more natural reaction as I'm doing the review, just to, make it more natural, because I don't want it to feel like fabricated. I've never wanted like this, for me, like, I've never wanted this like to be like some kind of like production or anything, I want it to feel natural. Anything we do on this channel, me and Weasel both, we just do stuff that we like, he's more retro gaming, I'm more toys. We come together, do some other stuff, do gaming. I do some gaming too. Like I don't see myself like not contributing to the channel my part. It's just I think I'm gonna start doing some other stuff, and I'm definitely gonna do some like goodbye videos, and I still got stuff that's laying around that I'm gonna do reviews on and all that stuff too. But I don't know. I mean, like my interests have just kind of changed. Like I don't know. Like we've recently bought like a Mustang GT, like kind of like my dream car. Bought it a couple months ago, and I've just been really interested in just riding and doing stuff like that, and get more outdoors and stuff like that. I enjoy that nowadays. I don't necessarily live in the country, but like I have country land to do stuff on, so that's something I might spring into. I just felt like it's just kind of it's taken more time over time, and it just feels like it's just become more of a job, and I'm married, got a kid, and I'm a teacher, so I stay busy enough, and I felt like it's just one of those things for a while, like I don't know, like I feel like I have like this is kind of like my office where I'm at now, and this is kind of like where directly across from me is like my games and stuff like that, and to the side of me is like my computer desk where I do work from home or catch up on stuff. Got a guitar here too, and I don't know, getting older too. Like here in the next month I'll be next month I'll be entering a new decade, so just the older you get, the less complicated you want life to be, and I feel like this has just kind of been one of those things, like I mean I enjoy what I've got, and it's gonna take some time for me to kind of sell this and move on, like some of it's gonna be eBay, some of it's gonna be local collectors, people I think may have interests in this stuff, but the majority of it's just it's going to be gone. It may take months. I'm not like in a rush. I'm not broke or anything like that. It's just I just feel like it's time. It's just something that's just been kind of irking on me for a while. And it's weird, like you're a drop a hobby or something like that, like if you I don't know, like I know people in the past when we were younger that like I used to play a lot of basketball, and I have friends that like they would travel, like play basketball at different places. They would go hundreds of miles just to play basketball, like a specific area or something like that. Just they loved it. And that was their hobby and thing. And you get older, get injured, you can't do it anymore, and it's like that's what kind of like hit me with this, was like feeling like a part of me's missing or something, you know, like if I stop doing this, what am I going to do next? You know, is this the right thing? Is there something else going on? You know, like, or am I going through something? And it's not it. It's just, you just move on, I've did it before, I think everybody has. I think everybody's like had a hobby and they do it for a while and then they just kind of move on, and move on to other things or just focus more on what they have going on. And, that's kind of the way I feel, like, just thinking about over the last months and just really thinking about it and like, because I didn't, I kind of like really cut back on toy hunting a lot. Like we would go into town and just go out, and there was like a Target or Walmart or comic book store or whatever. I'd be like, hey, let me go check them out, and it just got to the point where I was just like not seeing anything that's really grabbing me anymore, just like going in there and just like, oh, I've seen that, I've seen that, and like, oh, well, we got this, I was like, well, I've seen that, somewhere else for half the price, it's like just weird environments, and just people just, it's gotten weird. Like it's just gotten where like I go to a place and like for example, I went to a store, like a comic book store, that usually has really fair prices on items, and we're in the area and I seen like they posted on Facebook, they had the NECA Last of Us 2-pack with Joel and Ellie. And I love Last of Us. I think it's like, well, the first one, I really like the second one, but I love the first one. It's one of my favorite games of all time, probably one of my top 10 games of all time. And I was like, well, I'm gonna check these out. And like, when I seen the product shots and everything, I was just like, I gotta see this in person because it's not really grabbing me on the product shots, And I tried different product shots and I seen the prices online and stuff like that. And I think it was 60 to 70, was pretty much the fair price on it, So I get in the store and I'm like, hey, what's up, and I see it and like, oh man, let me check that out. And it was done for like $100, and I was just like, God, $100, and I had not made the decision to buy it yet. I was like opening the little, tabs that come up and actually look at it through the window. And he just laid into me about like, oh, well, we got to make money. We got to pay for overhead. We got to do this, we can't compete with Amazon. And, if you're paying a little extra here, you're contributing into the store. And I'm just like, okay. And I remember looking at it and like, I was just looking at it the whole time he was talking, I was hearing him, but I was just like looking at it like, I don't really want this, and I just kind of like, I think I'm gonna pass, and I put it back and he was just like, oh, well, you just don't want to support local businesses and stuff. And it's like, I mean, no, it's not that. It's, I mean, it's not a charity, like the economic times we're going through right now. It's just, it's a mess. We're all struggling. We're all, fortunately, we still got our jobs. Nothing's really changed for us. It's just, well, besides paying more for, groceries and all that stuff. But I mean, and that's kind of what's killed this market too, because I think a lot of people are just like, I don't know what's going on, but I mean, that's what I do. I teach accounting and business, and part of like having a hobby or spending money on a hobby is having that disposable income. Like you get your paycheck, you pay your mortgage, you pay your car payment, you pay your utilities, whatever. What you have left is, what you have to, we all know that. Pay for groceries or whatever. If you don't have that much money left, everything's going up and like paying more for gas, groceries, all that stuff. You don't have the money for it. You don't have like the time for it. So it's like, and that's not what hits us. It's like with them increasing prices, like the inflation thing too, that's hit me, like, again, like I brought up those Ultron figures, if you had 6 figures, $20 a piece, that was $120 plus tax. That's, well, here in North Carolina, 7%, so it's like $840. So it's about $130, to buy the figures and build a figure. And then if you do 25 a piece, that's $150 plus tax. It's another $10, $160, And it's just like you get to the point where you're just like, it's not worth it, like, mm-mm. And that's where I'm kind of at too. It's not prices. It's not one thing. It's just things I've thought about over time and just been like, this ain't worth it. You know, this ain't for me anymore, you know. And I respect it. I like going to see this stuff, you know. I mean, even if I get rid of everything, all that stuff, you know, I still see myself going grocery shopping with the family and walking by the toy aisle and just seeing what's out there, you know. But I don't see myself really picking up anything, you know. And that's just kind of where I've been, you know. It's just, I've been debating it and thinking about it, and just like, I think the last purchase I've made, it's really kind of what fit me. I bought this figure, the Hulkster, which looks really crazy. I don't know. Hulkster, he's like he's dressed up like a motorcycle or something. I love it, but it's like, you know, I don't know how to explain it otherwise. And then this one, like, I've been looking for this figure for a while, like, it's part of this wave here, and I've just been like seeing all this stuff, and I was like, man, I want like a corporate, you know, Cody Rhodes, like that would be cool. And I was just like, cool, you know, I have a Walmart close to where I work at, which is, you know, a little bit away from where I live, and you know, Cody Rhodes 24, Hulk Hogan's 23, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it, you know, I'll do a review on it. It's Walmart, you know, like, if I change my mind, I can return it, you know, they're easy to return stuff. And I just kept looking at this one, and I was just like, everything looks like, you know, all these other Hogan figures. Like, literally, I've seen this sculpt, you know, a bunch. And, you know, it's a great sculpt. It's an awesome facial expression. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm just like, you know, for me, I would just want, you know, this is like an extra outfit or something, you know, just take this out and be like, oh, okay, that's what I want, you know. And like, you know, I don't know. Like, I just kept looking at it. I was like, is it really worth $23, $24? I'm like, no, not really. And then, like, you know, when I bought it all, it was almost $50 after tax. You know, and I kind of felt the same way about Cody Rhodes. I mean, I haven't made a decision whether I'm going to keep these or not. But I'm just like, you know, I've got the Cody Rhodes. Like, the one I really wanted was the Supreme one that had, like, the vest or the jacket or whatever. And I was just like, you know, yeah, I haven't opened either one. I'm just kind of like on the fence about it. You know, I'm just like, I don't know. And that's just kind of what's been bugging me for a while. It's just, I get excited seeing this stuff, but like I start getting these things in the back of my mind, like these thoughts of like, it's really worth it. You know, oh, that was $20 before, you know. Like, I seen like a whole wave of stuff at like a comic shop, and it was like, it was marked up, you know, they were like 30, no, I'm sorry. It was WWE Elite figures that were like $27, $28. And I saw a bunch of stuff I wanted, like they had a new Rikishi, they had a new, God dang it, I forgot. I mean, there was like, you know, 5 or 6 in the wave, and half of them at least I really wanted. You know, Rikishi was a big one. And I was like, man, this thing looks awesome. And I was looking at it, and I was just like, you know, like if I just kind of wait and go to Target, it'll be there and probably go on clearance, you know. They'll be there for $20, and then I'll probably end up picking up for 20. You know, like right now, like Target's doing this thing where it's like 25% off a toy or $5 gift card if you spend $25 or something like that. And I was like, well, just wait, you know. And you know, I mean, it's weird. Like, Target has like been the weirdest situation, I think, total, because they released 2 amazing figures, like 2 of the best figures I've seen in wrestling, period. The Ultimates Hogan and the Ultimates Mr. T. And I love those. I think those are awesome. You know, like, those might be like, if I keep 5 wrestling figures, those might be 2 of them. Like, that's how good I think they look. You know, I think they're awesome. And I just think about it, I was like, you know, I seen like just rows of them, you know, just like when they first started bringing them out, because I kind of got them from the back, like someone had them and, hey, we got them in, we haven't put them on the shelves. Oh, okay, cool, you know, let me go and get them, you know, and, you know, I paid $30 or whatever for them, or a piece. And then all of a sudden I started going to Targets, like not too long after that, and there were just, you know, a dozen on the shelf. And then you see like, you know, it's just with everything. Like, I see like, they went to Target today, and like I said, like, you know, there's not a whole wave of the controller build-a-figure wave. That's like kind of what they're put out. And like the iron spider, that's like the red and gold spider. Like I seen the tag's been sitting there forever, and I went to the Target and they had like, you know, about 10. I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? Sorry. um, so it just, and I actually bought it a while back, and I was just like, okay, whatever. But just a lot of that stuff, and I think a lot of, y'all that watch this and toy hunters and everything, I've heard it before, and I know I'm not hitting everything. Everybody's got their own struggles, and I'm seeing stuff just going away, and it's just, like it kind of went through that too. Like I think, we had a recession. Like I kind of got out of toy collecting like in the late 2000s, mid to late 2000s, and I remember seeing at the time like it was like Toys Biz went from, like talking about the Marvel Legends, Toy Biz went over to Hasbro, and I mean like I would still look at stuff, I just wouldn't buy anything, and I kind of seen the progress of it, and I just see like a lot of that stuff's just sitting there, and then when I started getting back into it, a lot of that stuff I'd seen on shelves that I just, that's not my hobby anymore. It started, becoming popular, and then now it's kind of, not. And, maybe it'll kick up again. Maybe something will happen. Maybe our economy will recover. This recession or whatever we're going through is just kick back up. And, I don't know what's going to happen. But, because I mean, usually it's a cycle, but, who knows? But I think that pretty much covers it. Like I still will be doing goodbye videos and talk about stuff and all this stuff too. And, I've even got like some videos coming up, like just stuff reviewing and, just kind of move on from it, I guess. But, just going into other stuff and just, this is a lot of like, not necessarily announcement, but venting. And, it's just kind of something on my mind. But, like, I mean, share your thoughts with me, send some comments, just tell me what you think. What are some stuff that, like, I don't say that, like, you're struggling with, or, do you feel like me? Or are you just kind of tired of it and ready to hang it up as well? And, just what that means. I don't regret ever doing it. I don't regret, like, toy collecting or anything like that. I've had a lot of fun with it, I try to be optimistic about this stuff, because I mean, everything's got its up and down swings, and everything comes to an end too. And I just feel like this is kind of the end for me. We're coming to an end. So, but yeah, that's just kind of where I stand. And I appreciate y'all listening to this, and just yeah. I mean, it's been fun, but I'll be doing other stuff, and hopefully make some kind of content out of that, I guess. But anyways, thanks.